Hello friends, Neil here, EMF Safety Zone channel. I'm in my car on a drive from Mount Shasta, California down to Redding, California, and I'm parked off the side of the freeway here. It's probably a bit noisy, but what you see here is what I would call an everyday crime. And I'm going to try to find a few other stops after this one as well to show you this. What we have here are businesses on the other side of the freeway there. So just local businesses. And this business right here has the cell tower right in its backyard, right in its yard. Look at the proximity of this cell phone tower to this business. I'm going to grab my meter here. Sorry for the shaky camera. And I'm using an HF35C gigahertz solutions meter and pointing it right at the cell phone tower. And you can see it's measuring anywhere from 500, 600, well, up to almost 900 microwatts per square meter peak signal strength. This is a unidirectional meter, so it picks up more of a signal, more of the radiation pointing directly at it. There's almost 900 microwatts per square meter. And again, look at where these people are working here. These people are in there all day long, and if I went over there to measure the radiation from that cell phone tower, it'd probably be as strong or even stronger than this. And I'm shooting this video, well, there's over 1,000 microwatts per square meter, and once again, if you read the Bioinitiative report, biological effects start at about 3.4 to 6 microwatts per square meter average. I have it on peak. Let me put it to average. When this is set to the average microwatts per square meter, we're still at almost 600 microwatts per square meter. And I just want to show you this. I'm going to walk around my car, and there's businesses on this side of the freeway as well. All these people are what I would consider to be overexposed to that cell phone tower, and not even shooting this video, I'm being overexposed as well. I'll try to find more locations to add to this video. Alright, for this portion of the video, I'm literally in a mall area off the side of the freeway. These are all big box stores, and these are the back sides or the back entrances to a few businesses. Alright, and what you see here is a very potent high voltage line. This is a pretty large power line. And I'm going to try to show you the relationship of this power line to these businesses here. Alright, these businesses are, I don't know, 25 yards, 35 yards underneath this power line. But let me show you the readings here. This is showing you the electric fields coming off this high voltage line right here in volts per meter. And that's almost 600 volts per meter. Precautionary levels, sorry for the bad camera work, precautionary levels are 10 to 20 volts per meter, according to building biologists. I'm going to back up pretty much to where this business is. You can see we're still over 100 volts per meter. I don't know what it's like inside the office, but this would definitely be a precautionary situation. And watch what happens when I walk closer to being underneath the high voltage line. You see that? And here I am in relation to the high voltage line. I'm just standing almost right under it. This is going upwards of 1400 volts per meter of electric fields. And the reason I'm shooting this video is just to bring awareness to those of you who are in work or office environments like this. See, here's the high voltage line right in back of these big box stores. Now, I'm not saying this is absolutely dangerous or carcinogenic, but I am trying to bring awareness to that many of you will be working in places like this. Again, these are the back entrances right here. Now then, here's the high voltage wires running along the back. You can hear my meter screaming. So once again, this is simply to bring awareness to people regarding the environments they're working in. Look for cell phone towers. Look for high voltage power lines like this. This is almost 1600 volts per meter in the parking lot here. Obviously it's going to drop to a lower measurement when you get inside the building, but even inside the building I'm sure it would be over precautionary levels. Once again, building biologists suggest highly precautionary levels are 10 to 20 volts per meter, and in sleeping areas less than 5 volts per meter. Well, here's what I consider, in my personal opinion, another crime scene. And I don't think I'm being dramatic saying this. Here's the cell phone tower. I want you to notice where this is located. Literally in the parking lot, right next to these stores. There's human beings working in these stores and eating in these restaurants all day long, and there's a cell phone tower right there. Now, for most people, they wouldn't think anything because it's invisible. But let's really make this visible, okay? So here's the HF35C once again. I'm going to turn the volume on so you can see it. And I'm going to watch when I point it toward the cell phone tower here. That's hitting 1,000 microwatts per square meter, depending on the pulses that are coming off the tower. I'm across the street, as you can see. I wouldn't even want to guess what the radiation exposure is inside of those stores there. I'm probably 100 yards from it over here. And I have the meter set on average, which you can see here it says RMS, which means microwatts per square meter average power density. This is 800, 900 microwatts per square meter. Goes even higher. Once again, biological effects start at 3.4 to 6 microwatts per square meter average power density. The meter is set at average power density. Right, it's people walking through there, working in there, visiting these places. I'm going to set the meter to peak power settings, which building biologists consider 30 to 40 times even more dangerous biologically than the average. And you can see that the peak power is even a bit higher, going up to over 1200 microwatts per square meter. So again, this really is what I consider just a modern day crime scene. And the reason I'm shooting this video is to alert people who literally, innocent people who aren't carrying around meters, who aren't educated about radio frequency. There's many human beings who are simply working in places like this every single day. And my suggestion, don't work in locations like this. Do not work in locations that are right underneath a cell phone tower or even a quarter of a mile away. It's not worth finding out 5 or 10 years in the future what the possible detrimental health effects are going to be. I think I'm going to carry my point just a little bit further here. So I stepped back, and I'm right next to a bank right here. I'll refrain from showing you which bank it is, but this is a bank building. And then across the street is the cell phone tower. All right, so I'm in line of sight of the cell phone tower right here. And you can see I have the meter set to peak. And I'm getting peak readings. It almost overloads the meter. When it goes to 1, that's an overload. So we're at roughly 1,500 to 2,000 microwatts per square meter. And you can see the radio frequency meter is pointing right at the cell phone tower. Now, watch what happens when I walk in back of the bank building. So now the cell phone tower is being blocked by the building, but I'm still picking up 50 to 75 microwatts per square meter, and the radio frequency radiation is not going around the building, it's going through the building. And this is my concern for people who work inside this building. I'm standing behind solid brick walls here, and I'm still picking up 60 to 80 microwatts per square meter, which again, well, let me set it to average here so I can speak more scientifically. In terms of average power density, at roughly 40 to 50 microwatts per square meter. Watch what happens when I get to the edge of the building here. See that? That's obviously directly from the cell phone tower across the street. Readings shoot right back up. And then when I go on the other side of the building here, obviously the readings go down a bit, but I would say people inside the building are still being exposed, to 30 to 50 microwatts per square meter average power density, where again, biological effects are said to start at 3.4 to 6 microwatts per square meter. So simply to summarize, I suggest being very aware of where you work and where you live. Here's businesses across the street, right at the base of that cell phone tower. Here's a bank across the street. And here's an entire mall area that obviously will have less exposure over there. But look at all the people that come to this area with, again, the cell phone tower. Hope I'm not making you dizzy. The cell phone tower right in a populated area. This I do not agree with at all. And I think the meter verifies why I don't agree with a situation like this. So we're going to have to watch out for ourselves and protect ourselves by becoming more aware of situations like this. Thanks for watching.